Let's call
Bonded pair turns off bonded pair? Pussies.
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, for them, they're like, oh, unlimited ammo, but we're still at a disadvantage.
Unlimited ammo? No, that's Band-Aid. Unlimited ammo is when one player dies, the other one gets a large damage boost for a while.
And that one doesn't take away the multiplier?
That one does. That's the one that was taking it away.
Oh, huh. I mean, that's fair. I can see that.
For a while. This was implying in all the Halo games 1 to 2 players. So if your co-op player dies on fucking hyper bullshit mode,
I said just go and turn it off.
Yeah,
so you can get some sweet points and knock this out.
That's bullshit, though. That's fucking stupid. And that
I do think it's arbitrary that they make some skulls give you points and some don't. Like, obvious ones, like that one skull that lets you fly around and shit.
Yeah, that one, sure.
That one's obvious, but...
But then there's scoring skulls, which are like for co-op, which would work with that. Okay, co-op skull. One player's shields are charged to overshield and can only melee, while the second player has no shields but infinite ammo. Roll switch after a number of enemy kills. Increased with one gets a large damage boost? What the fuck? The damage boost to the guy with no shield when his buddy dies, or the guy who dies, the one with melee, beating the fuck out of everyone, they're made for each other, but you don't get scores. What the fuck?
I'll say this. One of these is we'll test how much of a damage boost it is. If it's enough to where like I'm like teabagging hunters to death,
it doesn't matter if you are. Why aren't those in the same fucking thing?
No,
to us, it's like Master Blaster is giving you such a debuff for one player not having shields in every fucking game, Blusy. Some of which where you don't have health, you just have shields. So character with no health just dies. That's our issue. We're starting it, but that's our issue. Is just make them the both. Make 1.5 score for the damage increase. Sure, whatever. Don't make it 0. That's boring. The easier difficulties already have a lower score increase.
Yeah.
You don't need to make it fucking 0.
You watch a cutscene?
Absolutely. They let us pick.
Okay.
Oh, that was stressful.
Never tell you that.
Okay.
They let us choose whatever Spartan I wanted. I chose you, Chief, with your fat ass cock.
You know me.
After the show, I imagine it is.
Soldier we needed you to be.
That was one of the worst decisions I've ever heard in a show. I don't care what they're gonna do with the new second season.
Oh, second season they said Chief in the trailer to tell Cortana to shut up, which is something Chief would never fucking do ever in his entire goddamn life.
Yeah.
So who cares? Like, we have talked to our buddy at work and we told him our premise for a Halo show. And our premise was
I wrong?
Chief gets the girl.
No, just don't have it be following Chief. Have it be like Halo Legends. Follow a random Spartan.
I'm telling you, it won't sell as much as they want it to. Because I've seen this on the outside. For me, Master Chief he's of course the centerpiece for the first 3 games, but he's not all of Halo. For a lot of casual fans, even people who only play like 1 or 2 Halos, Master Chief is the face. They don't know anything else outside of Halo.
In a way, Blusy, that disrespects the new people. Show them outside. Show them what we have to offer.
Gorman,
there's a 343. Respect was no longer.
Yeah, but the problem is 343 has lost most of its higher ups because of the show and Infinite. Clearly, what they do doesn't work. They've lost all of their people.
Bro, I'm telling you, if people learned lessons, we wouldn't get Battlefront and the current state it is.
And if people didn't learn lessons, I'd put a shotgun in my mouth. So there you go. It's one of the 2 options. Either
heavy lift gear.
As well, like game developers can really see.
Oh, actually, no, Blues, we'll put this like this in a Western person way. If people didn't learn lessons and make new shit, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off would not be a thing.
One of these days, you're gonna land on something stubborn as you are.
Rest in peace, Red vs. Blue and Rooster Teeth.
Rest in peace, but also.
Yeah, I stopped caring about them by the end, but I will still appreciate the work they did in the beginning.
That's the worst part is we don't respect anything they did after Ruby Season 3, but at the same time, like, they still showed everyone you can make a living.
Yes, and that's why I'll say, like,
and that's gave us inspiration for our series, for like the Sierra Wars and all that. We were gonna make it with like Callie and everything in Rooster Teeth, because that was the company we respected. But now it's like, oh man, we're looking at what's the name of it? We must go with the clown bitch. Pomni. Yeah, we'll look at them, because at least they'll give their creators shit that they deserve.
And you won't have to worry about another creator trying to sabotage you, which was wild to me that it happened a bunch. Like, if it wasn't someone else's brain baby, they would actively try to sabotage each other. Like, oh, we should put funds over here. It's like, just move some people from your team to their team overnight, and you're just like, what?
And that's what with Pomni's group. Like, if you watch the creator of Pomni's, we can't remember her name. It's like Gross Wax, a group.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
we want to get it right. It's like Goose Wax or something. We love her earlier stuff, and so once she made Goose Wax, so once she made a series, Poppy, or not Poppy,
Amazing Digital Circus.
Once she made that, I was in because we loved it. But even without us knowing about Goose Wax, like Tress or Blusy, like, we assume you didn't know much about her earlier works. It's fascinating.
I went back afterwards.
We watched it before that show even came out, just because we found it one day and we're like, yeah, this is fucking funny. We enjoy the Bounty Hunter series, and her music videos for her tabletop campaign were the only thing we watched, because we loved the music for that and we liked the show. She had an idea that wasn't based off of, I want to make the most fans possible. And it's like, that's the company she's working with right now. That's the company we're like, hell yeah. Because at least we know they're out there for the new medium of digital nonsense.
Am I the only one lagging?
So, Bluesy, if you don't want to lag, we're going to tell you right now, 343 has fucked you forever.
How so? What they do again?
We can at least tell you, at least you're not being fucked on a level that's unplayable. It's just annoying. We think. We've played with you on that, or not with you, but we've played it on that mode, and it's annoying, but, like, come on, you can... Very hard.
I just definitely can't drive.
No.
It's gonna be a bad time.
You would drive at about the same point we would admit the Republican Party is a good party. That definitely has the people's idea in mind. So never. Alternatively, it's about the same point we'd say the Liberal Party has that in mind.
Yeah.
We live in hell in America.
They both suck.
Can Canada and Mexico invade us?
I wouldn't say that. Canada ain't doing much better right now, and Mexico is literally just ran by cartel. So.
No, we're saying they're not better, but at least if they all invade each other, they'd have to deal with the ramifications of that. We're saying we'd all be fucked. Like, we'd all be absolute.
That's awesome.
We're putting out, like, come on, Blues. You can't say. We'd all be fucked. It would be a long time of bad shit. But at least at that point, it would be several cultures giving a shit and making a system.
I could not guarantee that, unfortunately.
You can't guarantee it. But right fucking now.
Yeah. Well, comparatively, yeah, of course.
And Blusy, that's the point we're getting at. Is like, let them take us over. Let us take them over. At least then, we played the game, Blusy, not tonight, where that's what happened. Britain nuked its allies and then took them over. In our playthrough, there are 14 different endings. There are 14 different endings on how this goes, but one of them was we went with the rebels.
How the fuck you end up doing that?
So we went with. We believed the Liberal Party could do good for the people because they had done good for us. They gave us money. They were helping people, and then they launched a nuke on our allies because of trade tariffs or trade bans.
That's crazy.
And our daughter in campaign was in a country that was nuked.
Oh.
And our son, who we had joined the party, died in one of their rallies. And
That's
it was
crazy.
the game telling us how. It's like, yeah, the Liberal Party is right. They want to help people. But at the end of it all, when we went with all of that, our daughter's dead, our son's dead, our wife's and grandmother, who we never sent to a liberal elderly care center, all of them were alive. And at the very end, one of the leaders, we had the choice of, do we kill this leader who's on live broadcast, who's made the news dog shit? Or do we help the Liberal Party? We helped the Liberal Party. Despite our better judgment, we restarted the game to go against our own thing. The military took over, and now the military is enforcing martial law. With 14 everything. It's like, there's endings where a certain reporter who we loved lives. In our ending, he killed himself for what he believed in. Because the news was no longer reporting the news. It was reporting dogs in fucking Chihuahua outfits doing football. A.k.a. soccer.
Not AKA soccer. Man, you want to disrespect all the Europeans.
We're making that more important with that. Our news center that did world events was reduced to, here's soccer, here's football, sports with dogs, and that character put a gun to his head and went, don't you feel something is wrong? We used to report news, and she even said, I reported, like the person who was threatening with a gun, he asked, what are you reporting on? He's like, I report on this because I did it for the news, and she loved the character he was about to kill himself.
Your audio's on. I can't hear you.
So she,
can't hear you.
You can't right now.
Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. I'll hear like you in and out, and then it'll just go to nothing. All right, so I'll try talking.
Okay, so Blusy, what we did right there with you losing internet, that's about how the game was. Imagine that with important newsreels. That was the game.
The same thing.
During that, one character was like, don't you feel that reporting on dogs doing football?
Oh. Hello?
Can you hear us?
I hear you from time to time.
Holy shit, is the government censoring us? Is it convenient timing? You're laughing. Blusy, are you paid off?
I mean, a lot of money they're paying me off. And they haven't, I'm still having trouble with bills, so they didn't pay me off.
Pelicans are en route.
Damn.
But I can't raise Bravo.
Blusy, right now.
Get them to the extraction point.
They were making soccer, aka football, with dogs. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
And a character we're against, who loves the news, Jeremy, who can live in several endings, was like, don't you feel everything is wrong? We used to care about the news. And now we're interviewing dogs for that. We have them off screen in uniform for this shit. Isn't that kind of what you feel like right now?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because I'm moving at about 14
They
frames a second.
were, the next chapter we did was the 20-week war where Britain is involved in war with the rest of the world. But we don't get to report on that anymore.
Damn. We're
Because
going to report on the dogs. That's
we
crazy.
actually have to censor the war and anything against the government.
Oh, there goes both of us.
Oh, well, damn. That game...
I heard it stick, but I didn't know if it was you or me. But before I could make a move, we exploded.
But anyway, Blusy, that whole war is like media censorship.
Yeah.
It's kind of horrifying to watch because we think we got the worst ending, and we'd love to replay it on stream if we had enough time to do that because it is.
I can't figure out what like I think you that especially for there to be 14 innings, there have to have been several choices that you made that were just absolutely the worst choice you could have made.
So we endorsed one woman who was a female CEO who was also the youngest CEO to ever be enacted, right?
Mm-hmm.
She male contraceptive.
I remember that.
That devolved in low-hanging nut syndrome, and also had several men outside going, "This is the worst thing ever." So let's go with, yo, men shouldn't be the only ones. And it had us with an outcome where it's like, low-hanging nut syndrome? That's fashion now. Fuck the health benefits. But yet, Blues, have you watched all of Pyrocynical's Utopia thing?
I have not, because I just want to watch that.
We want to watch it too. We've watched all the way through. Their whole thing is humanity is fucked, and Genghis Khan, who wiped out so many of us, was the best thing because if we wipe out humanity at certain points, humanity isn't sustainable for the Earth. That's the best point we can point at. Humanity cannot sustain itself on Earth. Right?
Right.
There's 16 billion on... If we remember, one of the quotes was, there's 16 billion of us on a planet that can only sustain 14 million.
Pelicans are at the river. We got company.
Or some such, right? Utopia isn't just the conspiracy for the sake of it. It is a British...
Your audio.
Oh. Fucking jackal. So, chat, there's a lot of jackals at this point. A lot of brutes at the same time. Bitches, fast and low! And they all die.
Yeah.
Bluesy, are you back?
Get a hold of her.
And I'm back.
Negative. We're going down.
I've seen them crash at 2 frames a second.
Who cares? And that is the sad point we have to bring up, is who cares? We didn't notice that as a kid. Would you notice it as now? I don't fucking care. Bitch, she's fast and low! Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. Hey, tell them to go off the ship in time. Probably be blown up by...
No, they weren't.
No, there's 2 of them that jumped out.
Nope. They died on
There's
impact.
2 that are here. Who's these two guys right here?
Oh, what two guys? Keep an eye on them.
No, no, shoot them.
What two guys? Where? These two?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of them has tits?
No,
Now that matters.
I'm not talking about the pods. I'm talking about the people they are dropping off.
Oh shit, two guys lit? Fuck yeah. On the other hand, one of them's a dude who has a penis, so fuck them.
You sound like a feminist right now.
We know. That's what we hated.
And if it makes people feel better, if it makes you feel better, the birth rate all around is dropping.
If it makes people feel better, the idea of men versus women is a fucking retarded idea that should never exist. And we feel like retarded is the one word we can use for that. Because it's fucking retarded. Right? Like, we can use that. Men versus women.
Not, I don't care, but Twitch might.
Twitch might. But we're saying, like, in the morality as we want people to exist in the future that can watch Twitch. There you go. Our viewers, being retarded isn't a bad thing.
My only hope is that all the incels on both groups die out in the next 40 years.
That's fair.
Now they won't all die, but some of them just become more extreme and more seclusive and just stay in the house for the rest of their lives being mad.
So a roommate.
What?
So a roommate.
Yeah. Ooh, shot fire.
They called their cat a grandchild.
Huh?
Yeah, they're gonna die within a month. 2. 3 at the most. Oh fuck, that's a lot of people. Have fun, Blusy.
No, I used the neither on. Except for that sniper.
In that case, we got the backup weapon.
He out-sniped me.
That's sad. We feel like Halo made us all try to make balanced builds. Because we have a plasma pistol. We never use plasma guns because we never like using alien weapons. But now we're like, we want to use plasma pistol because it's funny to like have us take out a guy with armor and you fuck them up. But now if we charge the plasma pistol, it drains ammo. Why?
There's really just a multiplayer balance thing. Might have actually even been
Even in multiplayer balance, have less movement speed, like in the earlier Halo games.
But I gotta ask you, why are there so many snipers in this one punk ass valley? Don't want to take you out. You're gonna make him put my point. Master Chief pistoled them down till there was nothing left. And yeah, and she
Actively had to like hold our breath because whatever. Hiccups, there we go.
There you go.
That's why we started pistoling. Because we couldn't speak, so we had to just start gunning down. Which still makes us a more valuable employee than anything we have at Kroger. One of the cashiers had on his sheet this 16-year-old who has tattoos or some shit.
Come on, you dumb apes.
Said he can't move baskets.
You want breakfast? You got
This tattooed hood motherfucker can't move baskets? Blusy, if you came into the store and beat the shit out of him, that might teach him some moral lessons. And you shouldn't, but at the same time, it would teach him something. This motherfucker wants to be hard.
Your audio. Give it a second.
Move up, they're private.
You got a couple guys behind you there, so John.
And?
I have to kill him for you, but don't worry about it. He's gonna keep going.
Don't worry about Blusy. We're currently winning the war. We killed a brute.
I think the biggest problem with workplaces now is that you got too many that are too lenient in the areas that they don't need to be, and then they're strict for shit like bullshit.
Yep. Yep. Why are we getting our hours cut when our cashier buddy doesn't do dog shit?
Your audio is fucked. I only heard about 50% of what you said.
That's because your audio is fucked, Blusy. Our bitrate's perfect.
I blame Halo.
Fair enough. Oh, keep speaking.
Not Halo, I blame 343. They're arbiters of all this destruction.
Ironically, your audio is coming through better than anything else in Halo.
That's crazy. Actually, that's not great. That's pretty. That's pretty.
In 2000 fucking before 10. What was this? 2009?
So do you want to play Suicide Squad, Johnny?
Is that co-op?
Everyone's just throwing grenades, goddamn.
You know, if you want to know what game we'd love to play in co-op.
What? I can't hear you.
We're trying to remember the name of it. We didn't say it yet.
Okay.
What is that one game? The one game developed by a group that nobody thought would make it.
What's the game like?
Open world space adventure. You fly spaceships. There can be 4 of you at a time.
No Man's Sky?
Yes. This is like No Man's Sky, but I have to kill myself.
See how they beat their trap?
I've heard it's only gone better over the years.
It has. In single player, that game is phenomenal to play. In survival mode, 4 of you dipshits that are doing their own shit off stream. Holy shit! I love it.
I would love to do Starbound. I would love. Starbound's always the one I'm the maddest about with our laptops that caused all those issues. So
our campaign, our PC can do it now.
Mine should be able to do it now too.
Our game can run Cyberpunk at almost the max settings. Also, Blusy, if you want some weapons, there's some near down the Pelican.
I actually got a needler and
That's nice. We got a sniper rifle.
I got a fucking anti-material rifle.
And funny enough, the evac thing it says when you get close is a reference to Halo 1.
Really?
Yep. It's not exactly right, but it is very close to the, we think it's the Halo 1 evac signal without the static. Again,
Also,
Bungie
if I
giving a shit.
And go off, it's because my power went out.
Blusy, we have seen electricity shake the windows outside of our window.
Okay, so that goes for both of us.
We both live near Memphis. If one of us is in hell, the other one's in hell.
Okay, you say we both live near Memphis.
You live near Memphis.
I live in Memphis.
We don't even consider you in the Memphis because in all of our time going to your house, someone hasn't pulled a gun on us and gone, "What's good?" Which is the most racist thing we've ever said. But considering everything else we've seen from Memphis,
people got this misconception now.
We know they do, but it's still shit. I mean, you still shouldn't leave your car unlocked in Memphis.
Yeah, but you shouldn't leave your car unlocked anywhere.
Yet we can.
I know.
That's the worst part, is we can.
No, that's it. Here's my thing. Just like most places, most big cities, there's some bad parts in Memphis. There's some good parts. Is where you are is going to dictate where you're at. The reason why Memphis is so bad is because those bad parts are really bad. But the good parts are going to be more than fine.
Okay,
I'm in a pretty good part, man.
Before we do this next part, Blusy, we have to tell you something you heard on the news. And you have to entertain the people with something really funny that's lighthearted from another video game.
Right.
So, before we do this, you know Dark Souls is like all about fashion souls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, from the first Dark Souls game where you cared or realized that, your story of looking at other games and going, all I care about is fashion. Even in games where it's like there's tangible benefits, just go like talk about the first Dark Souls game or Dark Souls-esque game, Dark-esque game, where you went fuck gameplay, fuck everything else.
I'm gonna be honest. Even as early as Dark Souls 1, there were objectively better.
And in that case, not objectively better, are pieces you enjoyed wearing, even if they weren't based on it, right?
You know, as I'm saying, like with what I wore throughout every Dark Souls game, I wore it because it looks good together, not because of the benefits it gave me.
Same. So tell us about those. Tell us about those armors. Tell us about the way they did through all the. Wait, are you in Tennessee? Oh no. But yes. But tell us about the armors through Dark Souls 1 and 1 through 3. Tell us your favorite armors and why you decided they were cool.
By far the coolest that followed me throughout the entire series, like that, like just with the same weapon for every single playthrough ever. From our first playthrough, my main weapon was the Claymore. I just loved the Claymore. Very simple weapon, quality build, but I just always connected with the Claymore. Play more with the Claymore. I always just connected with it. And in that same vein, I always connected with the Knight of, not Strava, but you know that main armor that dude is wearing in the beginning of Dark Souls 1 who gets ran over? Ran over by a boulder when he let you out? Not ran over. He gets knocked to the roof, and the boulder opens up the pathway to him. Remember what his armor looked like? Hello? You might have died, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't hear any of that. But we'll assume it was relevant.
I didn't think so either, because I'm like, I asked you one point, did you recognize this armor? You didn't say anything about it.
Literally said we left and said what was the most relevant for all of you.
I didn't hear that part. I just heard the question, and I didn't hear you left part.
I went to go get some more soda.
Yeah, no, my, just the audio was lagging. I did not hear that part.
So explain now.
Anyway, I was talking about the Claymore and how that was always my top weapon in every Dark Souls game. Where are you going, John?
This is not the right. Claymore's pretty good. Spin to win, I will admit. A few of fashion in games. My first fashion was from Warframe.
I can see that. I can see that for a lot of people.
That, yeah.
And actually, I'm not gonna lie, it was like that for me too for a little bit.
See how they beat this.
But I just deleted Warframe because I'm like,
Same.
I was training for a minute because I was like, oh, I'm gonna move away from Destiny. But then I realized Warframe's the exact same hamster wheel. Only difference is there's no raids to do. So why would I even entertain playing that to begin with if it's the same thing as Destiny but less in my eyes?
That's
some people like it more because you can have some crazier builds and you kill more massive villains. If you like that, power to it. For me, the biggest benefit of Destiny is Crucible and the raid, and it doesn't have both of those. It doesn't have either one. So
yeah, that's our problem with each, and that's. But to us, our biggest problem was the story was fucking boring.
For which one?
All of them. Even Destiny. Destiny had a cool story. Okay, imagine this, Blusy. We're not gonna spoil Legion because we know you want to do something with that. So, at some point. But in let's say in Legion you win. Ah yes, and you're about to do the big heist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting ready for the big heist. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You do this big event for the heist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're recruiting people for the heist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are against the heist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they're against Legion for several reasons or whatever, right? They're against you. Mm-hmm. You get to the heist. Oops! Milky Mommy said, no, you can't kill the final villain because oops, and then that's the end of the stream. That is what to us happened at one point when you said like, oh yeah, we're about to take out the collective of the one fucking military group or whoever the fuck they were. And then one chick said nope. Remember that?
Wait, and what?
In Warhammer.
Legion?
In Warframe.
You said Warframe?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is what happened. Us from the start of the campaign is like, we're against these factions. And then we're going to fight these factions. And then when you're about to take out a major leader of the faction, Milky Mommy goes, oops. Nope. Why? Why? And they can explain it later, but it's like, it won't matter. Because why the fuck are you doing any of this?
Mind you, know what the crazy thing is? I remember when I left, it was literally years ago. About 5+ years ago. Maybe
we played in less time than you have.
Yeah, and when I left, after the War of Finn, I'm like, alright. That's whatever. Cool, War of Finn happened. By the time I came back, 5-6+ years later, they had plenty of side quests, plenty of side activities. But they only added 2 main storyline like mission things. Like, they were pretty long, but it took them 6 years to reach this point. This is 6 years to actually reach the mainline storyline. Now, granted, there's a lot of side offshoot things, but like, I'm like, this is what everyone was happy that they added. Like, if you jump on the Warframe now, it seems like a content-rich game. If you jumped on Warframe back then, all you ever did was just kill the same groups of people over and over again.
Yep, that's what we remember.
Over and over again.
And just going, I mean, they added wacky things since then. Yeah, they did, Tress. So slowly that it doesn't matter. Like, Tress, you're getting content that all of us got to experience years ago. And we can say it was years ago because we remember when you first joined. After Blusy had dropped the game for Destiny. And at that point, Blusy, that should tell you everything you need to know about Warframe, of where they're coming in. They've been tricked into liking this game. There was a time, Tress, when Space Mommy actually cared about us. And God knows that's not a plot line anymore.
I mean, so, okay, I will say this. You haven't played the newest storyline. And there is a reason.
Oh, thank God the
that.
newest one added a bullshit contrivance reason. Thank fucking Christ.
And now it wasn't a bullshit contrivance reason. I mean, okay, I will say this. I will not talk down the story. It took years for them to make. The story's not bad. It's just you brought it in too little too late, especially from the time point where the Lotus leaves our group. It's literal years before she ever comes back. So up to that point, all of us have been working with Milk Mommy hologram Lotus, but the actual Lotus has been gone for years. There's an actual reason for why she made the turn she did, and it's pretty. I actually like the reason, especially with the big choice you make at the end of that mission. Narratively and characterly, it's a very cool choice.
Again, it may be cool, but the whole fucking reason we started the game, before even you started Blusy, when we got you into it was, this is a really cool premise, and then the main fucking... It's like if Bane in Payday pissed off halfway through and went, oops, that's what we're doing with the Lotus. So, it may be narratively correct. It's still just, we're looking at like, gameplay wise, you didn't sync this up, so it's still shit. Narratively, you could have the greatest Gundam plot ever, but if you have to put it in Armored World, Armored Core, who fucking cares? This bridge is a great example. If the enemy was wise to us, they'd fuck us up. If we stuck through, they could fuck us up if we did it wrong in single player. But in co-op, right now, they're synced up, right? I'm going to go through the bottom zone to help you out. The fucking Warframe campaign doesn't give a shit. They're going to do what they did. It's a D&D campaign where they could not give a fuck what you did. But they still want to pretend your interactions made a goddamn difference.
Actually, no. That's actually the biggest thing that's in Destiny right now, too, is like, none of your fucking choices, no matter what you do, especially, it's seen the most of community events. Because, like, no matter what, we always find a way to complete them, even if we're nowhere near completing the community event. And it's just like, no matter what we do in this world, no matter the fact that narratively, all the player guardians are basically demigods just running around murdering people, like, narratively, we're not really doing anything. We're just kind of here, and Savathun was cool. That was the last really fun. Lightfall was abysmal. Oh my god, that was.
I do Warframe for the community, not the plot. Play fucking Warframe, Tress. There you go.
No. Okay.
No, fuck off. Nah, if you're not playing for the plot, that game's gonna die in like 5 years, give or take. Play Warframe.
I don't think you understand, Tails. That game, for a lot of people, that game is solely for the community and the gameplay.
Then play Warframe!
It's just like a lot of people who play. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who only play Halo for the multiplayer.
Okay. But here's the thing: if Tress, who also cares about plot because they love the Project Moon plot, cares about it, play Helldivers. Helldivers 2's plot is based off community actions. They have several DMs watching the community. At least from what they say. It may not be true. It doesn't matter about gameplay. If you care about... I play it for the community and the plot. Congratulations. Warframe's whole community is we're all Helldivers working together for a common goal. And the DM sees that and plays towards it.
I'll say,
play a game that cares about the community, that wants you to do all this other community, that makes a story off of the community.
Now, I will say this: the developers for Warframe specifically, since they are a much smaller team than Bungie, they are a lot more connected to the community than Bungie is.
No, we won't say Helldivers isn't Bungie. That's Microsoft. Even still, that's Arrowhead actually, which is Sony, but. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, they're not Sony, so they're not as big. That's okay. With you. But isn't everything that you could get from Warframe just what you could get in Helldivers?
No, because I know you say it doesn't matter, but just like the same people who still stick with Destiny, the gameplay I get from Destiny is the only place I can get it. If there were other competitors with similar gameplay, maybe.
Okay, Blusy, but what point of When we want to point this out so thoroughly. Also, we rescued all Marines, which is a cool fact. Chat, if we weren't fast enough, only Sergeant Johnson would be alive.
Yeah, which I've had that happen to me on.
Oh no, that's happened to us in several things. Even on stream, it's happened.
You know, I'm surprised we got here that quick. I thought we were moving pretty lackluster.
That's why veterans kind of bullshit. They just kill them stupid quick. Which is why we're bringing up Helldivers and Warframe and everything. It's because look how fascinating this is. Us changing everything. And of course that can't happen in a multiplayer-esque game, but it's just
live service, yeah.
Even modern games in single player can't do this because, oops, character development is stupid, I guess. So that's why we can't give. That's why we can't give Warframes. That's why we can't give Hellframe any pass. Because Helldivers is showing them up several years after the fact in their first season. Holy shit, what? Their first season of Helldivers, which is still a massive fuck up by all intents and purposes, is on the same level of Warframe, which has had a decade. Fuck them getting anything off of us. Nope. You, as the indie developer who had no pressure, who could do this at any fucking point, said, nope. I'm gonna go fuck you. When they released Open World, what else was coming out around that time so we can thoroughly dunk on it? What? Far Cry 5? Yeah, shit. Still better open world than Far Cry than Warframe had at the time. We'd get more out of our time in that shit than we would in the entirety of Warframe.
Yeah, but this is very subjective at this point.
It's subjective. Sure. Actually, no, Blusy. We want to ask you, how, now that we have time to think about, because there's not going to be enemies for a second, how is it subjective?
Because everything you're saying is subjective. Like, now, Griffin, no, here are the objective points.
And we're not saying, and Blusy, before you say this, we want to point out, we love Warframe. We played it, we enjoyed it, we were fascinated by it. We love Destiny. Destiny is, it has an ingredient, but it's missing something. It's missing the one vital thing that keeps it together. We love them. What are we missing from those two? And also, Orbiter, we love these cutscene character voice. While we're talking about this chat, look at these fucking interactions. Perfect. There's a Spartan here. It says a blind guy. Where?
We stopped it.
Where's the cheat, man? You know how much.
Well, Blusy, how are we subjective in these opinions? Because we're fully agree. We may be subjective, but how? What about Minecraft?
The biggest thing is your assessment of the community, especially if it's not a community that you're involved in.
We're assessing this. No, actually, Blues, we're going to destroy that. We didn't get to play these in the community. We saw the community in YouTube, sure, which is slightly tainted. We're saying we played this solo, which is thoroughly debunkable. Absolutely. But say this as someone who played this game before you. Always remember that. Destiny, Warframe, we were there before you. In the demos.
Here's the difference. It doesn't matter if you're there before me if I'm the one who's still there for the end game.
No, it matters. Because Blusy, the reason we were there, Blusy, is because they promised things that they did not deliver.
What did Warframe promise that they did not deliver on?
No, Bungie did the same. Bungie was gonna have space combat. Bungie said it was gonna have space combat.
I'm talking about Warframe, because you're on Warframe the most.
No, we're on Warframe the most, but we think Bungie is important to this. Because Bungie to us is a better Warframe.
No, but that doesn't explain. First, back to the main point. I was talking about how subjective your current points were and how they.
Are we only talking about Warframe?
Yeah, we're still on Warframe.
Okay, if we're only talking about Warframe, Bluesy, you have to tell us that, because we're willing to throw down with that gauntlet.
So what did Warframe promise that they did deliver on?
Nothing. That was about Destiny. We'll let that go. We didn't look at Warframe a single bit.
We're about to
let that go.
They're wounded. We're getting all of them.
One main thing was,
But for us,
saying that they're for the community.
okay.
The community is something you have to be actively a part of to really say anything on. Now you can say you weren't part of it, so you don't know to what degree it is. But to say like it's lacking compared to Helldivers when you haven't interacted with.
We don't want to say it's lacking to Helldivers. We're saying as a multiplayer experience, we're comparing it to Helldivers because we think Helldivers has a community that. Okay, so we think Helldivers has a community that works together. Whereas Warframe, Helldivers is a community working together and making the lore off of itself, which to us is almost what Warframe should be. But Warframe has a storyline happening, but they also want all of the millions of players joining it to impact it, but then they can just say fuck you at any point.
No, see, that's the difference between the narrative. Now, this is why I will say is the similar thing with a lot of multiplayer games. Unfortunately, when a story doesn't take the standpoint of you are a collective, once they say you are the player doing this, that's where they falter.
And to help you, Blusy, we do want to say several games we've played have done that. Elite Dangerous, we say, has done that. Star Citizens has both have and hasn't. Star Citizens is made by a fucking buffoon who doesn't know when to fucking stop.
Bro, Star Citizens is wild.
But it has. We have seen stuff in Star Citizens, which is you can go to jail and break out of jail and have that be a whole event where one of your people outside has to break out of jail. That is fucking fascinating. Still doesn't matter that.
Here's the difference. The difference between that and Warframe is that Warframe is a very scripted sandbox.
And we're not comparing that to Warframe. We're just saying like, even still, Warframe wants to say, "Oh, your choices matter." It's like, okay, but here's a story where it does matter. That's the issue. Is to us, Warframe wants to say, what you do matters, and everything you do matters, and they don't fucking give a shit. If they were like like if it was World of Warcraft, right? Mm-hmm. For the most part, where it's like, let's say Warhammer. Let's say if in Warhammer we're playing. We know Warhammer's dog shit. But let's say in Warhammer, we play a campaign, right? And they had a campaign for a certain planet in Warhammer of several factions. Let's say whoever won or lost that. They won or lost that, right? Let's say the Imperium of Man won. Mm-hmm. And then Game Workshop shit. Nope, you didn't win. And that to us is what can happen in fucking what's his face, Warframe. We can eliminate as many fucking alien factions as we want, do as many missions as we want, kill as many bad guys as we want, but Space Mummy is still at the end of the day gonna look at us and go, yeah, I know you're about to kill the main corporate faction, but oops. What a goddamn shame. And then we look at it and go, why should we kill
the main corporate faction? Because they have like a whole council and shit. Even if we killed one guy, that wouldn't kill the whole faction.
Even if we didn't, it would be a shake-up, but it's just like they didn't explore that. If we killed a guy in an anime we're watching called Raildex, right? A certain magical index or certain scientific railgun. In that plot, at one point, one of the most unstoppable forces is going to go fuck the city up. Mm-hmm. Which means a war between the city and all of its heroes that they've made. Anyone involved tangentially is at war. Mm-hmm. Okay. That is what should have happened with us versus that faction. Space Mummy should not have gotten involved. We should have killed them. That should have been this faction gets involved. Because us, a Warframe pilot who doesn't know the stakes of the war, just got told to kill him. And we did it. Right. all of our consequences of us killing him don't matter because Space Marine denied it, and thus who gives a shit?
Yeah, but
let us kill her.
What?
Let's kill him.
I said, but think about it like this: from a gameplay point of view, unless you build your game up from the concept that what the players do in the game.
So this game doesn't matter. So this game does. So Blusy, this game doesn't matter. You just said if this game is built off of, what the players matter do, then why are they making it? Why that matters?
No. I'm saying not that it matters, that it can change something. It's like the main difference between Helldivers and what Warframe is Helldivers is you are still like the story and the narrative of Helldivers is kind of created by the players. If y'all won Space Vietnam, you got Space Vietnam. The story from there.
Also, Blusy, to calm both of us down. Trester said, "Look, I do Warframe for the community, not the plot, and we do believe the community in Warframe is fucking phenomenal."
Well, that's why I was vehemently defending it earlier because you were shitting on the community.
No, what? No. Oh God, is that? I was looking. No, we love the community. We think the community is on point with Helldivers. We just think the plot is absolute dog shit.
We're a complete different misconception because you were saying earlier he was saying he likes it for the community. And you said no, I'm not going to give them that. Any developer, they did shit. They did that.
No. Okay, to a point. We love the community. Okay, we should explain this a bit more. We love the community of Warframe. It's one of the things we've always loved. But it just feels like they don't care what the community wants. That's a bit more what we should be going for. And we could be wrong.
You're about 50-50.
But for like Helldivers,
they'll make changes, but they'll still like before those changes come through, they will do what they want to do first, and then only afterwards they'll be like, okay, so maybe y'all right.
And we think they should take a more Destiny approach where they don't care about what the community says. To a point. If the community is saying, fuck this faction, and you cannot find a redeemable point in this faction, like the funny corporate guys, and keep in mind, we have to live under corporate rule. Fuck corporations. Yeah, fuck them. Let us wipe them out. But make a new faction if you want them, based off the corporate guys, sure. But don't just have Space Mommy come in because even though she's helped us through the literal Grim fucking Reaper, say, yeah, but I want to suck the corporate guy's cock. Despite the fact she also tells us to kill them. Don't have her. That, Blusy, ever since that plot point has happened, we've looked at Warframe 1, so this plot point's fucking dog shit. Because why would she ever fucking do this?
I'm still trying to think about what plot point you're talking about specifically.
There was a plot point around, okay, it was before or around the same point where we killed the one dude who could attack your... It was around when the pilot for the War Divers was still like being developed, and it was just when we found that all the other Warframe pilots were dead. You're the only one left, but now the home slice is hunting you. Ooh! And it ended with him being in our ship, and we kicked his ass, but he's still around because I don't fucking know. Home Slice McGillicuddy, the Reaper, if even that was his name.
You mean the bread guy? The stalker?
Yeah, there you go.
So
like we beat him casually in a single player thing where it didn't fucking matter, and it's like, and that was your conclusion for all of that. And we're
but the stalker's basically immortal.
Then why did that game have him come on our ship and then us go, you beat him, Warframe pilot, he's dead, and now you've become the ultimate power. That whole thing, forget that. Blusy, forget he comes up later. Forget it makes sense. Fuck that. In that plot, he attacks our ship, our beacon of safety, and we destroy him, and the game just goes, Yep, you stopped him. And then after we beat it, it goes, no, he's back. He can just exist. Fuck that! He should be dead. That is like saying Crota, and God knows.
We kill him all the time, so I'm not sure why it would be different now.
It was on our fucking ship, which apparently he needed to do all this horse shit to do.
Yeah, but no. So
okay, Blusy. Okay, Blusy. In simplest terms, let's say Crota attacked the city and we defeat him. We killed Crota and then just went, no, he comes back. Which we know Destiny's probably done, which is stupid. But let's say that happened. That is the same point we're saying. The Stalker has killed as many people as Crota.
If you narratively have a reason as to why he would still exist, which they had for Crota. Crota died. He went to the Stone World. We killed him in the Stone World,
and that's fascinating. But at the same time, with the Stalker, it's like they came up with it afterwards. That's what it feels like. Everything to do with it is afterwards.
That was already established.
Was
it?
The
Stalker doesn't die when we kill him. Yes.
Well, no, the Stalker doesn't die when we kill him, but he attacks our ship, our main fucking bastion, and we kill him, and it stops. And it's like you stopped him because of magical horseshit on the moon. Why? What does this do?
Void powers.
Okay, and why can't we destroy him with void powers? When we were at our peak of...
He's still alive. You're not destroying him. You're just using what you already had.
Then when this all started, before everything, they're trying to make this, we're using shit from the past. Then there isn't a nuclear weapon in the past that could tell the Stalker to fuck clean off? Bullshit.
What are you even talking about nuclear weapons for?
No, we're talking about nuclear adjacent...
Yeah, and I don't
Hold on.
like it.
Okay.
You hear that in the, hold on. You hear that in the vents? Cool fact. Cool fact for later. Jesus fucking Christ, they're all around us. But while we're talking, let's talk about this right now, Blusy. You know what, Orbiter, you fuck. Let's talk about this.
No, it's not, no, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm telling you the narrative for him because it's clear you don't remember. The narrative for the Stalker is no matter how many times he kills our Warframes, he realized it was a fruitless endeavor because the pilot's still alive.
Yeah, and thus he comes to attack the pilot.
Yeah, so you know how he's able to attack us and why things.
We did that whole plot, but it was so disjointed, and no, Blusy. This is not a Limbus company. Before we do anything, we want to point out this is not a Limbus company. We weren't trying to pay attention back in the day. We were, but it's just. They were explaining the plot, and it feels like we have to do so many raids and side objectives and random grind bullshit to where this is coming out of nowhere. So yes, he realized, the whole plot was, he realized, because he kills a Warframe. Remember the start of it? He kills a Warframe. He's like, no matter how many times I kill you, no matter, over and over, you'll come back. So he comes to kill the pilot. Okay, we got you. The finale of that is he's about to kill our pilot, but then our pilot uses their magic bullshit.
Before he comes to kill our pilot, where was our pilot at?
On the ship. Oh, no, actually, no. Our pilot went to a planet, went to the moon, and then went back.
Our pilot didn't go anywhere. Our pilot was already on the moon the entire time.
Yeah,
do you know where the moon was?
Over Earth.
It wasn't over Earth. That's why a lot of that bullshit
sorry, motherfucker. What did you just say during the early first games of this? Okay, this plot makes no sense because guess where the moon was in the original game before you joined? Over fucking Earth. What?
No, you know where it was?
Where?
It was in the void, not over Earth. It's always
so before you joined the campaign, Blusy, when we went to Earth, which was visibly within Earth's range, that just wasn't canon, was it?
I'm assuming not. But all I know is the storyline, especially when that came out, the moon was always in the void, and with the moon being the void, since he's a sentient, he cannot go into the void because the void is poisonous to him. So he had to get the moon pulled out of the void so he could attack us directly. But he only knew that because he learned about the second dream and the awakening. And then after all that was figured out, he's like, all right, I can kill them now with their mortal body because they're actually awake. They're no longer just in the dream. Up until that point, we thought, hey, we have to be in these pods and the sleep thing in order to control our warframes. However, in that instance, we figured out, oh wait, no. If anything, the warframes are kind of a shell to kind of like hinder our powers and shit, because we're a lot more narratively, we're a lot more powerful than that. However, long story short, he just wanted to kill us while we were first awoken.
So what you're saying is this is a shitty... We've gotten to a shitty Haley Point progress where they were trying to catch us napping.
Yeah, basically he's trying to catch us napping.
I hate everything about this plot. You've basically made a more convoluted Halo 1 plot. Jesus fucking Christ. Couldn't it just be that... So the Warframes are organic, but not? Because they have their own personalities? Who gives a shit? I don't fucking know.
Okay, so the way that the Warframes work, the Warframes are a little bit more complicated with how organic they are and how they're not, and how they're transferred.
The point is, Blusy, why can't he jump on our ship and beat the shit out of us? We know that campaign explained it.
No, because before we were again.
Okay, before we were on the moon. Before we were on the moon. Got it.
No, not before we were on the moon.
Stop him!
His main ability to be able
Stop
to
him!
kill us is before we are fully awake.
Okay.
But since we are now fully awake, and we killed him the first time with our void powers, that basically means that's no longer an option to us. That means we always have our powers now. His best opportunity to kill us is before we realize, hey, I can still use my powers outside my warfare. Once we kind of realize that, we're like, oh shit, well there goes my only other objective way to kill him in that way. So now that he doesn't have that anymore, that's why he's not going to attack us on the ship. Because that'd be like saying like, oh, well, I know you're going to beat me here every single time on your turf.
So why the fuck does he keep attacking us? Because he's bored?
So narratively, from what I can see, with the Stalker,
he's
it's more or less just like, it's not, I mean, I guess you could consider that. I mean, he's like a centuries-old robot thing where literally his whole objective purpose of being built was to kill Warframe.
And who made who made him?
On how?
Who?
Exactly. You don't know exactly.
Who made? No, what faction made him?
The Sentients.
Who?
Who were initially the Sentients were initially built by not the Tau. Who were they called initially? The guys who built the Sentients.
Corpos?
Who?
I don't know, the corporate people?
No, not the corporate people. Corporate people have nothing to do with them. Neither do the Grineer. The Grineer actually they do, because the Grineer were soldiers made by the group initially. They made the Sentients and
also, sorry, we can't
Grineer.
arm the bomb. We have 17,000 fucking Marines. Actually, no, that makes about sense. That makes sense. Considering this guy right here. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I gotta
hold on. Wait for it. Hold on. Oh, I got a headache. Oh!
Why
would we
The barracks.
But it's hilarious giving him that voice.
Ain't much for mercy.
Also, the fact, Blusy, if you want a shotgun, they're back here.
Get to the barracks.
Let's see.
Save
I
those
don't know.
men.
They had
Then escort them
4
to the
different
landing pad
shotguns.
for
We can
evac.
both equip one.
Oh well.
And they lost.
Yep.
Huh? Despite the fact this guy right behind us also has a shotgun. This guy right here. At one door, huh?
There's one fucking door.
Fascinating shit there, Captain.
But no, they only did they beat our ass. They had enough time to set up.
They also had enough time to just go through our barracks.
Bro.
In what fucking universe?
Like,
During an
people were like,
evacuation,
shit.
our barracks not just clean. Also, it's cool that none of them come to help us and secure forward
Bro,
positions.
they're literally just looking. Like, y'all got it.
And they all die, so that's good to know.
Honestly, if I was them, I would just stick with the chief, because I know that's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, why didn't they? We were heading to an evac point. Why the fuck are they defending the bomb? Johnson's there.
Hit me right on the nose!
Not only is Johnson there, but we're currently fighting the only people who could reactivate the bomb, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
So what the fuck? You didn't decide forward positions and thus flanking positions were mandatory? You didn't think Blusy shouldn't get us sake cups tomorrow? Nice. That's our
Oh, you guys just murdered me. Holy shit.
Don't worry, we just decided to do the Modern Warfare strategy where we walk next to them and shotgun everyone.
I gotta give me a second. I'll be right back, John.
Okay, we'll just kill everyone.
I'm lagging so hard. There you go.
You're lagging, but your ass is fucking phenomenal. Here's one, said the brute.
Oh. I can see your corpse laying on the ground, huh? I guess that is that.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Forget the
Not
other
that,
12,000 goddamn fucking Spartans we had. You know, as a kid, we realized, wait a minute. You're telling us we had to deal with all this shit because you pussies were too busy being bitches and not making more Spartan 2s?
Bro.
Because it was cheaper. Not moral implications, because it was cheaper. Holy actual dog shit.
Bro,
what in the fuck?
All of humanity, or life or death. Yeah, because it's cheaper. Like, at what point are you going to care about the money if everyone's fucking dead?
The same point where you, Blusy, intelligent individual, have bit the dust. Like the sentient corpse you are.
It's the dust though. And then Hero proceeds to nut.
We truly feel like...
What's your favorite JoJo part?
What's your favorite JoJo part?
Out of the ones you have watched.
You can't go forward saying that then. Alright, actually no. You can go forward, don't jump down.
Okay.
Jump down this hole, don't jump down the next one. We can...
Alright.
Favorite JoJo part? What's your favorite? Nah, you can't throw down that gauntlet without your favorite. We need to hear it.
Okay. So I landed right on your head. So
That...
Why am I moving? I'm not moving my analog stick.
I don't give a shit. Anyway, don't jump down here. There's a skull, and we don't have to care until we jump down.
Oh.
Okay, so
anyway.
Favorite JoJo part?
Okay. Damn, even I'm not gonna lie. Even for me, that's fine. Have you watched part 6?
Which one's part 6?
Part 6 is the one with Jolene.
Okay, well, let's exclude this parts that aren't finished yet, which means part 7 doesn't count. We're not counting that until it's finished, because he can still fuck it up at the end.
What do you mean? He's finished with part 7.
Is he?
He's
fuck me running. We have to go read part 7.
He's already on. He also, mind you, he's already also finished part 8. He's on part 9 now.
So is part 7 the part with the funny
horse?
No, not the horse. The part after.
Oh, part after that. That is the funny. That is the one with the.
The one with the sailor hat.
Sailor hat, yes.
Okay. Now we have to read that. That was what we were waiting for. So we've read past part 7. Past part 7, we've read all of Steel Ball Run. We don't remember most of it, but we remember what we have watched.
Don't include Steel Ball Run. As I said, ones you've watched. Have you watched part 6?
We haven't watched Jolene's thing yet. We're waiting to watch that with you.
Okay, then we'll just stick with the first 5 parts. Out of the first 5 parts, which one's your favorite? Or what do you like specifically about each part and why?
Part 5. And the problem is, a lot of this is coming from the manga. Also, if you could turn to look at us, you filthy elite bastard. Yeah, we know there's a bunch of bugs to the left, to the right of us, but they don't matter. Oh, you can shoot them if you want. It'll increase our score, we guess. Take some pot shots. Fuck them kids. It'll make this more interesting. Part 5 from the manga. We remember actually a lot of parts from the manga compared to part 7. Jesus Christ, you pissed them off. We don't remember a lot of part 7. We remember, like, the one chick becoming a dude. We remember her breaking out of the prison by holding the prison warden hostage. We don't even remember how, but it's like they get their memory wiped every few seconds, and that's how she's able to. And then remember the ride out and the gay black priest destroying reality. That's
actually, you know what the funny thing is? It's not that they got the memory wiped every few seconds. It got wiped after they remembered 3 things. So that's why at one point raid in and attack them was like on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
And they remembered.
And they didn't remember.
That's cool. That's cool because it's, if you remember right, it's concepts established that would make sense for the guards to remember. Mm-hmm. Fascinating. Cool shit. We're in. After that, it's like they're on the truck, and then one guy can make.
That's what I'm saying. No, what about part 6? Do you remember the first 5 parts pretty well?
Remember part 1. Okay. Go over them. Part 1. Give us a hint on each of them.
Okay, part 1 is the OG. It started all here.
So Jonathan Joestar, we may have gotten his name wrong. Jonathan Joestar was a dandy man, and then Dio, who hated the dandy,
hated the dandy,
decided before he hit the ground to fuck up Jonathan's life. And that should be the only thing anyone remembers from Dio, because they've stopped spawning, by the way.
Yeah.
We don't know which is more horrifying, that they stop spawning or that because they run out of troops or because they stop spawning because they're done with our bullshit. After playing because what's cool, Blusy, before we go back to this, in Call of Duty, the enemy will slightly learn your tactics. So they will learn, if you go left, they will attack left. If you go right, they will attack. Don't you fucking dare. Please, we want to talk about JoJo. Okay, so first part, a lot of it's filler after they talk about Hammond, which is why we didn't care about Hammond in part 2, we'll be honest.
Trust me, even part 2 stopped caring about Hammond.
Yeah, we remember that halfway after he gets out of the pit, Hammond can just win. Okay, part 1. Jonathan and his father find the stone mask. Dio uses it to gain immortality because he was from the poor and he wanted to become powerful. So on and so forth. They beat the shit out of each other. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Jonathan.
And then at the end of part 1.
At the end of part 1, Dio, because of his vampire powers. And because the Chinese guy Jonathan didn't kill, anime nonsense. If you didn't know this one character, you don't know, but it doesn't fucking matter. The Chinese guy doesn't give a shit. He dies. But there was this one guy, one of Dio's peons. We'll say his peon doesn't matter, but his peon gets him on the ship. Dio technically beats Jonathan. Technically. Takes over his body and then goes on through his body.
He could have killed Dio right then and there.
He could have.
But it literally shows
But Jonathan loves his brother, right?
He loved his brother. So he decided instead of killing him in that moment, he was just going to hold him and hopefully that they die together so he doesn't have to kill him.
Yeah, because Jonathan, we actually want to recount this. So Jonathan, he's in the engine room, right? He got his wife and their unborn son?
Mm-hmm.
No. He finds a baby on the ship. He finds a baby on the ship and tells his wife, "Take this with you," and that is Lisa. That's who that is.
Yeah, Lisa.
So it's weird because technically she's not Joestar bloodline, but she is.
She's adopted, so.
But she's adopted, but she has the same birthmark, which is.
Wait, didn't Lisa have the birthmark? I don't remember.
I mean, her son did. And unless her mother had another kid, which incest, but Japan will let that slide. We'll let that slide.
I don't remember that. I don't think Lisa had the birthmark.
Then why does
she was just adopted? That's why he didn't recognize her.
Then why does Joseph? If he's not,
because Joseph's mom still had her because she was still pregnant. But they all
okay. So her mom was so Jonathan's wife was pregnant.
Yes.
So Lisa is his half sister.
No, she was still just a random baby that they found.
No, not even half sister, stepsister. That's a stepsister.
Yeah, stepsister. Yeah.
So, him saying "nice" in the bath is still Japan. Good. Okay.
To be fair, he didn't know.
He didn't know. He didn't know. He may not have known Blusy, but the writer did.
Nice.
Nice. Anyway, okay. So, Jonathan holds Dio's head in his hand, and we love this scene because he tells his wife, who doesn't even know she's pregnant at the time, he helps a random baby. It shows a lot of Jonathan's stuff of like being selfless, being like.
Just that guy.
There was someone talking about Mulan, the original Mulan, for the first scene she was in, where she has a dog, right, and she puts chicken feed on it, and she's willingly helping with her chores, but she's innovative. And there's a third thing which you can't remember, which is very important. We can't remember it now. But in her first scene, Mulan shows all her character traits, right? Joseph, we'd say, is very similar.
Yeah.
He has a conduct of gentlemanliness. He defends the weak. And he has a strong familiar bond. Because he doesn't view Dio as an enemy at the start. He wants to form a connection with Dio. And he cuts it off.
It's kind of glanced over, but we forget. But there was only a span of years where Dio decided to not do anything. He literally played into the brotherly role.
And we fully believe Dio, the master manipulator who had a kid during the arc of 1 and 2. I don't know, he could have done that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he's not just an asshole. He is an asshole. But he's an asshole where it... Watching you bounce around. He's an asshole that has a point. He doesn't want to go back to poverty because his father was complete dipshit. Absolutely.
And he also, you tell his character that he literally wanted to prove everything against his father that he wasn't. Like,
he wanted what his father wanted, but he wanted to take it for himself. He wanted to say it was not your help in any sense of the word.
This is all me.
Which, hell, Dio is. There was someone who said like Dio is like a man who hates the dandy. Dio was the good guy who wants to make life miserable for the dandy, and you know what? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, even with this, like, even in the end, Dio still showed, and he said he had respect for his brother Jonathan. That's probably the best thing he can ever say to.
When he died, he was begging for Jonathan, like he respected him, and when we. This might be our interpretation, but when he realized Jonathan was dead, to a point, we saw Dio as once he saw that. Because after that, if you remember right, Dio doesn't say anything once he realizes Jonathan is dead.
Yeah.
Him taking over Jonathan's body, we don't think he did that because, fuck you, I'm the most powerful, or I want, it was his Hail Mary, but if it had failed, we almost feel like Dio would be okay with that. He lost. Jonathan won. He respected his brother. He got to die in the arms of the one fucking person he ever got to respect.
Yeah.
Would he have been fully happy with it? Maybe not, but he would have respected it. That was his end. got his ass kicked.
Especially during part 6 when he's talking to the gay priest, it shows how retrospective he actually is in his thought process. Like overall, how he actually thinks about things. Like he still thinks highly of himself, but he actually shows there's a lot more to him than just like wanting to be the
and
number
that
one.
writer, we think, can write really fun characters, really fun concept, and really interesting powers. I just think he needs like someone who can look at the powers and go, all right. Well, but
and the crazy thing is, I love that a lot of the powers represent the characters themselves, which is what I really want to be able to develop. I want a skill. I love that skill set because he can look at a character and it's hard to know his process. If he thinks of the character first and then the power.
That's what we love.
The power first and then the character. And I've read a couple interviews with different artists, manga artists, and they each have their own style. So unfortunately, I came to the conclusion like, well, shit, you just gotta figure out yourself because a lot of them they're like, okay, I think of something really cool first.
And Blusy, before we jump down this hole and get into it, the fight. That's how we felt about Callie and how we feel about a lot of our characters. We've wanted to make characters whose power sets reflect them.
Mm-hmm.
And Callie is fascinating in a degree. She's a character who wants to be the ultimate killing machine, right? To stop all war. Because much like the nuke was supposed to be for us in modern times, that's what Callie wants to be. The thing of, if it's deployed, you lose. Okay.
Right. Not okay. Okay.
Remember Star Wars? Okay. I remember.
Okay. I remember.
We kind of want to play the new South Park thing on stream in co-op. I think it'd be kind of
the
fun.
news South. Wait,
This the snow days or whatever the fuck it's called. I think it would be fun.
Is it? Is it co-op?
Yeah. You can play up to 4 people.
Wait, which game is it?
The newest South Park.
Is that the RPG, right?
Yeah, the RPG, not Fractured but Whole.
Okay, so it's a different one. Okay, I was thinking about the Fractured Butthole.
Oh, no. It's a new game they came out with. It's the one where it's like snow, but like it's kind of Game of Thrones. South Park. Snow Day. Yeah, it's literally called South Park Snow Day. Where they're playing a game and like you deploy cards that change the battle effects and stuff.
Oh, and it's co-op?
Yep, up to 4 people.
I'll have to look into it. I didn't know that.
Battle your way. Okay. From South Park, the studio brought you blah blah blah. Join Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny in 3-dimensional glory to celebrate the most magical day in a young child's life, a snow day, a blizzard, blah blah blah. Play with up to 3 players using matchmaking or solo. The game with allied bots and blah 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 blah. Yeah, basically it's a 4-player third-person action game.
Okay.
It actually kind of reminds us of Blues. You will remember the name of it. Remember that one game that you played on 360? Had the big-headed motherfuckers. It was an X-Bleak game. Xbox Live Arcade. Hero Wars or something to that effect.
Oh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It, from the gameplay wise, it looks like that, but more
too
fun.
much time in that game, goddamn.
But we'll say, Bluesy, it looks like that game, but more refined. Because it's third person, it has a lot of the same stuff that, but it's also, you can throw down cars to affect things, you're a class that affects things, it's you versus several factions or hordes that against that. Like, one of which, the most basic is, you all have laser eyes. Okay?
Tell me when you're good to jump down, by the way.
We're almost good. What was your hold on. We have to sell this. Before we choose it. We're talking about JoJo arcs. And this is more fascinating than anything we do in this campaign right now.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite?
Okay.
After all of it. Because we would say our favorite, if we're going to put it to a thing, the part with Giovanni, or part 3, the part where they do the the European. What's the one where they go across like Europe, like the boys trip?
Part 3.
Part
The Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah. Part 3, because we love it. In anime, it wasn't as good, and if we'd read it in manga, it'd probably be better. But we love the world trip. We love all of them coming together. Even during the Sun arc, we love when after an episode of all this shit, Joseph and the other characters giggling their asses off as Puff's like, what's going on? Fucking awesome. It's a shit episode. The fact it's 2 parts can fuck clean off.
And here's my issue. I was actually myself saying part 3 or part 5. Part 3, because like I said, its own unique feel.
We'll only say part 3 because we love it being like, if that was us, you, Blusy, that guy you know, and Seth, all of us doing a road trip in this universe. It almost feels... It's same thing with, like, Final Fantasy, not 15, the one after, where you're on a boys trip, 16. Mm-hmm. That's why we love this game. One, because it let us name our spirit animal our deceased dog, which will forever cripple us to this day, because that does show up. But also just because it's a boys trip. Well done, fucko.
No, I intentionally aimed above your head.
On the other hand... We both know you couldn't have made that because we couldn't have made that. I aimed directly at your fucking head and that didn't make it.
Really? Okay, so I aimed above your head.
So we did aim slightly above your head, but even still...
I was trying to knock your weapons down there.
No, you only knocked us down there. I'm taking the shotgun. What's your favorite JoJo arc? For us, after watching it with you, we do love part 5. But if we had to, what was part 4?
Part 4 was the town, and that's what I was gonna say. I love the place with Josuke, because that one had more of a like.
Part 4. Now that you said Josuke, that we didn't hear you. Part 4 Josuke, because it's the first time JoJo ever got to what you... Because you always, to us, and it's both a hindrance and a bonus to the game, to the stream. Every time you've explained a... I'm hiding behind the... We see that charging up. You can fuck clean off. Every time you've explained an anime to us, it's always fantastical and amazing and all thrilled. When you explain JoJo, you explain Dio, and he's this vampire, and he fucks everyone and has special powers, and we watch it and it's like, that is not fucking as cool as you explained it at all. But it's fascinating. This is not what you explained, but it is somehow more coherent and fascinating. And we get every character's motivations for why they're doing what they're doing. Part 5 feels like the start of that. It feels like the start of Legion Blusy to us. Where it is, here's the power set. You understand the power set. Why are you running? Boozy,
chill. I dare you, try it.
If you don't do it again till we're done, I won't put the slug through your head, which would still kill you despite this regeneration field. I will restart this checkpoint if that's what it takes. Understand me?
How far back are we?
We will start at this tunnel. So anyway, chat.
Wait, that guy's fucking dead.
We're gonna restart the checkpoint because you had grenades. We'll just go back. It's right here. Like you just have to jump down again. It doesn't fucking matter. You're on top of it. Don't run into the enemy. It'll do that. Who cares?
I mean, they kids.
So, for us, part 4 is the part 4 Journal of Giovanni, right?
That's part 5.
Part 4 is amazing to us because part 3 introduces the stands and how they work fully. But stands were still a thing. And it doesn't feel... We don't know how the writer did this. And we love it because he made stands feel natural. Like, you look at Hammond, and Hammond being stands on crack isn't insane. Hammond was designed to fight vampires. As you jumping over the ground would be, right? Like, that's you jumping over a lot of this. Hammond fights vampires. Okay. However, as we see with Dio, they can get stands. Stands are just natural bullshit. For rail decks, thing you haven't seen, Blusy, but we think you should watch. There's magic and there's science. Science is like scientific people create their own nonsense field, which means they can make a railgun from snapping their fingers at a coin.
Right.
Okay. And there's magic. I can throw talismans and make magic. Neither of them can intersect. Okay. That's JoJo. JoJo is the stands are the middle. They're both scientific because everything the JoJo creator writes makes sense in a scientific term. Worse company or little company still makes sense, but it's still magical. It's the hand. It deletes the space between you. Is still magical, but that's scientific. Okay, it deletes the space between you. Got it. Okay. Phenomenal. To us, part 4 is the start of the series going everything beforehand. Vampires, Hammond, everything else can fuck clean off. And we hate it. That's why we don't want to say it's our favorite series, because we hate it. Because it basically means Dio is fucking worthless. And fuck off with the world can stop time. One motherfucker changed reality with his stand. Fuck off.
I'll say it was more part 5, because part 4 still had like ghosts and shit.
No, part 4 had ghosts. But that's part it's leaned toward the more supernatural take. But everything after has to almost explain itself scientifically. If that makes sense. It both does and doesn't. It's allowed itself freedom. But it still has to matter.
I will say part 3 and part 4 were the best at mixing that magical and scientific. And I especially liked it in part 4 that since it was a small town that they were involved with, that a lot of the
also a thing, chat, before you go on Blusy, also a thing we like, small town, you can show the effects, small terms, but go on.
But I also like is that a lot of stuff that they do with their stands, or the mystical stuff, it would just become urban legends within the town of Moria, and I really like that, like how they say, oh, you can, like, no one else can hear the dude who's punching to the book, or the guy who's punching to the rock.
Really? We thought people could hear whispers. Like, they couldn't hear the film, but they could
hear. You can hear whispers, but you never fully hear them, like, outright talking to you.
And in Rail Decks, which is a series that, by the way, has just come out, chat, and you as well, Blusy. If you end up enjoying that series, which has a lot of sexual stuff to it, hell, come on. It's our child coming to fruition. It just came out. It just had an English release in manga form, which is a month ago. It just came out. So if any of you are interested in JoJo, you like JoJo, and you like Rail Decks, buy the manga. It like a lot of our one person making a tabletop for us has pointed out, a lot of this is panty shots and sexual themes for high schoolers or whatever. It's Japan. Let it go.
I mean, let
it go.
Like, ethical thing, I just don't care for. Like,
even our DM was like, if he doesn't do some plot stuff in the next 10 minutes, I'm dropping this series. So it's not even like people who are like really into the series are like, I'll let the sexual stuff go. It's just like, keep in mind, the first few things are sexual, but it is apparently so far, for the first thing we've seen, going somewhere. But also, it's Japan. But also, it's a meme that this developer is sexual, but it has gone somewhere in the future. It is not bullshit. Because Blusy, one of our favorite things to point this out for that developer. So you know in World War II why Japan surrendered to America, right?
Yeah, because the bombs.
Nope, bombs didn't mean shit. We could have not dropped those motherfuckers. Russia said after they dealt with Germany was going to invade Japan. That just so happened to happen after the nukes. But Japan had dealt with Russian invasions before, and they were so terrified it would destroy the prime minister and their culture that they surrendered to America. In Academy City, in Raildex, and all of that. During World War III for that, where Russia is about to invade Japan, and England, and all these other countries, right? Academy City says, hey Japan, if you don't support us, we won't support you, and thus you'll be left alone against Russia invasions. And Japan stays neutral. Yeah, there may be a lot of other factors concerning magic and espers, but that is a realistic historical event to where we believe Japan would look at Russia, and concerning Ukraine, and in that series there are psychopaths in that war. Yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah, I believe it. That is our favorite piece of lore, is that they looked at Japan and was like, hey, if you don't support us, we won't support you when when Russia eventually invades you. Oops! Meanwhile, Russia, actually invading Ukraine, essentially. Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
In Raildeck. Remember that one tabletop we're in? We're just playing out.
Me?
What? Yeah, we're talking to you.
I thought you said, "Oh, do you?" I thought you said you remember. Like I didn't. I thought it was like a rhetorical question. I know you actually wanted to say
It both is and isn't. We know you definitely know. Anyway, Blusy, in the tabletop we're in, a short story: Russia attacks Japan because they're attacking one city within it. Assume it's inhabited by the Dojima family from Yakuza. They say if you leave us, we'll leave you to Russian invasion when they attack. You remember World War II, right? The nuclear bombs didn't matter. They were so pissed scared because Russia had attacked Japan earlier before World War II that when Russia said, yeah, we'll help you after Germany falls, they just surrendered.
I don't have any evidence to say that's not true.
No, that is true. It's not that, like, there's no evidence. That is, in World War II, the nukes helped. Never dispute that fact. It's just that if we didn't launch the nukes, they still would have surrendered. Because Russia actively said in World War II, once we're done with Germany, we will invade you. We will help you with Japan. Japan, hundreds of years earlier, had been invaded by Russia.
They were still planning to do bio warfare on America, like literally releasing the plague into California.
Okay, cool shit. Blusy, they were planning it. This is like, they were doing all this because they wanted the Prime Minister to stay in effect. There are several channels on YouTube that collaborate. At least one that looks into a lot of historical things.
Like several, okay, only one.
Okay, but the one we look at, if you look at alternate history, that actually gives a shit and looks into stuff, they make a pretty compelling thing. Because America had a plan for invading Japan. During that, we were firebombing Japan, which killed more people than the nukes. And then the second Russia defeated Germany, Japan just happens to surrender. Despite the fact, hundreds of years ago, Japan had been invaded by Russia, and they wanted to destroy their culture.
But Germany was defeated in 1944, if I remember correctly.
No, they weren't. Actually, let's look it up. Let's say Wikipedia is right. We're gonna look this up because we have not looked.
Maybe not Wikipedia.
No. Let's look at Wikipedia.
Don't look at a different source. He's so fat. Anyone can write on Wikipedia.
We know that, Blusy. But let's just say, hypothetically, for Wikipedia, let's have that as a starting point, okay? 1943 to 1944, blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, 1939. That's why we hate Wikipedia. Their timelines are correct. That's why I tell you not no, Blusy. Their timelines are correct. It's just they're confused on a bit of the dates. They're making things with like when the war happened from 1939 to 1940.
When does it say Germany was defeated, and when does it say Japan?
Okay, 1944. We clicked on that. That is they have a timeline of events during 1944 in World War II.
Right.
Spent 20 months. Spent the next. Okay. Major Gregory Pompey Bergerton, the United States Marine Corps fighter ace, was shot down during the last 3. The first thing we see in January, and we don't think this shit Blusy. We're gonna say this. Major Gregory Pompey Bergerton, whatever we say involving him, should not be disputed. That is an American human being that was during this war who may have died during all this. Whatever the fuck Wikipedia says, I'm in. Until someone says otherwise, we're in. Blah, blah, blah. After dying the last 3 of his 26 victories. 3 of his 26? What? That involves further investigation, but okay. Spent the next 20 months in a Japanese POW camp. Okay. We're going to ignore that. Blah, blah, blah. So when was Japan defeated, right? That's what you wanted to know.
I'm looking at it right now. Give me a second.
We're looking at it as well.
Empire of Japan World War II was announced by Emperor on August 15th.
Where are you looking at this? Blusy, before you read all this.
I'm also looking at Wikipedia.
Okay. Where?
I'm specifically looking at the article about the surrender of Japan.
Hold on. We're looking at a. We don't want to discredit you on this. We're looking at their timeline of events.
Look at the same source.
So you're also looking at December.
Wait, which date? Wait, for who?
For we're looking at World War II, Wikipedia, the final events. What are you looking at? Send that to us.
I'm looking at specifically the surrender of Japan. I'll send you right now.
Okay. Send that to us. Because we don't want to discredit this. We are fascinated by history. Because as you know, Blusy, history matters to us. That's a very fascinating. We love looking at history.
Surrender of the Empire of Japan in World War II was announced by Emperor.
Yeah, you could have sent it to us over Discord.
15 August. I don't use Discord. And formally signed on the 2nd September of 1945.
Did you say fuck it? Send on Discord, you son of a bitch.
By the end of July 1945, the Imperial Japanese Navy had become incapable of conducting major operations, and Allied invasion of Japan was imminent. Together with the United Kingdom and China, the United States called for unconditional surrender of Japanese armed forces. The declaration.
Okay, well, let's take a dry Blusy before you read it over. Take a dry run. Both of us start from the beginning. Just dry run silently. Look it up.
This is why we need more games like GTA 5 where we can just drive around and do shit.
Yeah, that's actually Generation Zero. He said.
Is Generation Zero crossplay?
Yes.
Oh, you want to hop on right now?
Wait, is it? We said that. We said that.
Say yes and not no.
Because Blusy, if we don't say yes, you'll leave the stream. Why are people shooting us? Okay, hold on. It should be. No. We said that as a joke, but no. Generation. We don't have it on PC is the problem, so you'd have to buy it. It could be.
Could be what?
Generation 0. Platforms, Windows PC. Maybe that's where we are. Windows Xbox, and when did that come out? Is that right now? Is that not? Who fucking knows? And that's where we can never trust that. We'll assume Generation 0 isn't. Because why would Sony or Microsoft in any fucking universe?
Okay. So like, oh, I'm on your head perfectly. I'm right on top of your head.
What?
I'm right on top of your head perfectly. And so wherever you move, I move.
Ironically, Blusy, if we look up, there you are. Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at, pervert? Keep going.
So let's say hypothetically, what were we talking about beforehand?
Okay, so it was talking about specifically what was the leading cause of the surrender, and it's really hard to tell because around the same
No. Fuck off. Everything involved with that, fuck off. It's confused. Japan had been invaded, like at least 50 years before. And we can find, if you want us to actually look this up, Japan had been invaded before by Russia. And they were so piss fucking scared. Okay, they would destroy their culture. And the prime minister.
I'm not saying that this didn't occur. I'm just trying to look up the evidence to suggest that this was the leading cause to them surrendering.
There's a YouTube group we looked at. And we know it's like, oh, this YouTube group we looked at, thus we're credible. But they've looked at this even past it and debunked the fact that Japan was so scared of our nukes. The nukes were a factor. They were absolutely a factor. There was no way you can destroy 100,000 lives in just a blink of an instant. You can't have that not be an effect. But they talk about an invasion to invade Japan's mainland. Operation Firestorm. That may be the incorrect term, but there's Operation something where we were in Japan.
I would have to look at another source, but from what I'm reading right here, in the late evening of 8th of August, 1945, according to Yalta agreements and but the Soviet Union declared war on Japan, and soon after midnight on the 9th, the Soviet Union invaded the Imperial Japanese puppet state. Hours later, the United States dropped its second atomic bomb in the Japanese city of Nagasaki following these events. So, from what I'm reading here, it's literally like both these events coincided so close to each other.
Okay, now Blusy, we would say,
said, hey, I didn't want the Russians to invade us. I would have to do like more research as to like what would.
So Blusy, what we're getting at is the prime minister was so pissed scared of Russia invading, he surrendered. However, the nukes happened, which accelerated the plans. But there was, if you look at like Firefly, like a Grave of Fireflies, which was who made My Neighbor Totoro?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched.
He made a movie about that, and it's literally about those instances, and even without that, right? The nukes did something. They accelerated the plans. The war ended far sooner because we dropped the nukes. And we will say this, heartbroken, that one of those nukes dropped over a civilian city.
Right.
Which they were not meant to. Which is, we believe, Osaka. Horrifying. Like, just imagine waking up one day and the world just ends.
Yeah.
Horrifying. But goddamn, that ended the war. And after that, Japan surrendered. The nukes had an effect. And it should never be discounted, but Russia declared to all nations, after we take Japan, we'll help the U.S. in the Pacific War, aka Japan. Japan had, several decades before, been under a Russia occupation, or at least had fought Russia, and knew their policies. And thus they were like, you will kill the Prime Minister. At least U.S. might give him fake power.
Actually, have you read The Golden Kamuy?
No. And we want to. It sounds so familiar. It sounds so fascinating.
Because it literally takes place shortly after, like, the war between Russia and Japan, like, pre-World War II and shit like that. It takes place in that short period of time. Okay. After their war, where they've kind of stood down, and it's a very interesting read. I will say that much. It's very interesting.
Blusy, if you want to buy a Street Fighter V in that book, I will fucking.
Why Street Fighter V?
Genuinely, it was like this and Armored Core we wanted to test this PC on.
You mean Street Fighter 6?
Whatever the new one is. The one we can make our own character during it.
Yeah, you think I'll pick Street Fighter 6?
Whatever. That one and like this.
I'm gonna go ahead on down the pit. Actually, what time is it? Oh, I need it.
It's 1:42 and thus it's not late enough.
I go to bed, man.
No, you don't. You're here through the long haul until we finish this chapter. But do go on. We're fascinating.
Aim for the little hole. Oh, never mind. There was a skull.
Oh no! Oh wait, do you want the skull? Hold on.
No, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Sorry, fucker. We're back here yet again. Keep talking.
Anyway, so back to JoJo parts. Okay, so which one do you definitively consider your favorite?
5.
5. Okay. And I can see that because 5 is when it's a lot more cohesive and the plots together more. I love 4.
5 is our favorite for us. If we had to explain it. Because it's a criminal faction, right? Which isn't evil. It's people doing the wrong things for the right reason. But they're understandable. Even the evil factions in that part. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, yeah, I do love this about 5 when they make the villains actually feel like their own protagonists. Like, it'll show them being.
That's our main point. Is part 5 and 4. We would say part 4 as well. Antagonists are their own protagonists. That's our favorite part.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite part? Before we move on, you've never said what's your favorite part. Before we get on that. Oh, fuck. Let's kill them all. Think of it while we kill the brutes.
So, part 4 because of feel, but part 5 because of uncohesive narrative cohesion. Because it moves a lot more quickly because it's so straightforward with the plot. While part 4 is meandering, which I like in a way, but because of that, it's like it feels like it's a no need to do anything. It's like, oh, when we get there, we'll get there. Which isn't bad because it helps create its own unique feel. But it also makes it to where, like, there are points in time where we're like, why are we here? I can tell we're here to see another weirdness in the town, but like, unless you like the weirdness of that episode, it didn't click. Some episodes it was very cool with it. But other episodes you're like, I'm not really feeling it. And then since it doesn't contribute to the plot, if you don't feel it, you really don't feel it.
So it's almost like it's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure plot in tabletop.
Yeah.
But it's not tabletop.
For the best. And part 4 is literally the tabletop. Bitch.
It's fucked up. Because we look at it and we look at every other JoJo part and we're like, why don't you just make a fun tabletop?
Cheap, shiny.
Because it's not even like people would hate it. Elite Dangerous had a book series made off of people fucking with the plot.
Back up, John. So I can get back to my shot.
Does anyone know how to fix up those alien dudes, as they say, as you get fucked up? That's funny. That's plot relevant. Humanity doesn't know how to heal the Arbiter. He's went down. How do we fix him? I don't know.
God damn, they blew for this shield quick.
Yeah, it's almost like the game cares, and this is a war. It almost cares like the game cares about what factions you'd have. What a fascinating fucking concept that may be.
So they felt, you can tell they felt that warfare. Actually, you know what I can say is the most one that I'm the most mad about is Destiny. Because when them pyramid shit showed up and there was no new enemy race, not only was there no new enemy race, but also the only two disciples of the Witness were fucking Callus and Rulk. You can tell that who's ever behind the scenes ran out of time and it said to ship it. We gotta do it as is. Because that was the biggest bullshit
I really
ever.
don't care about Warframe and Destiny. Because who cares? The final shape may be the most badass shit possible, and we want to care so harsh, Blusy.
There's an elevator
About what thing? You said the final shape?
Yeah. Past that. All this has been leading to something, and we want to care so goddamn hard. Who cares?
I mean, yeah. I'm still gonna play it, but
We still want to play it just because, like, we love an interesting story, and we want to respect.
No, that's what I'm telling you not to get it. Because if you do not care to be on the hamster wheel, Destiny is not the game for you.
What game would you say we should get into?
None of these games. Any live
No, Blusy, you've heard about a game recently. What game should we get into?
I think you left the Marine behind, but he'll
Fuck
be
him.
alright.
Ma'am, I've got movement. I've got troops. They've got jump.
What game should you get into?
Going after the thrusters.
What horror game or interesting story game we've gotten to where we're like, hell yeah. Okay, the one game where they
Persona, but you don't want to do Persona because of the way it was.
I wouldn't mind doing Persona on stream as like a go through of like we do it once, as long as everyone understands. And we had the game. But like Coffin of Andy and the one chick, big titty chick who wants to fuck her brother.
Oh. Oh, that one game?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
Games like that where you're like, this is some unhinged shit, but by God is it fascinating.
Have you played Slay the Princess?
No.
Play that. I'm telling you, play that. That one's good.
We think we have played it.
You trust me. You wouldn't know if you played Slay the Princess or not.
No, Blusy, we don't. We can't eloquently explain because it was 10 years ago. But we think we have done
Slay
that.
the Princess is new. It's a new word. It didn't come out 10 years ago. Slay the Princess didn't come out 10 years ago.
What? Isn't that a manga we both read?
No, I'm talking about it's a game.
Isn't that a manga we both read?
No.
So the princess isn't an
There's
a manga.
called Slay the Princess, but it's not what I'm talking about. Also, going to reload because they're stuck up there.
Motherfucker, we have a goddamn plasma gun. Throw frags. You'll get him out of there.
I'm out of frags.
Spit at them.
You better figure out what to hit them.
Okay. Fine. You know what?
Nope, I fell in the pit.
That's fine. This game is like playing Happy with You, but less exciting. If you can believe it.
There you go. Now, which game?
We Happy Few.
Was like that, but less exciting?
It's the gameplay of that, but less exciting. Because the storyline of that is fascinating.
I've seen a video on it. The storyline is much more fascinating than what the actual gameplay presents.
What, from who from?
I forget the name. I have to look it back up.
It's not Hugbees, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
He never went all of this. There is a series where the guy went through
the same person. There's probably only been one person who's really in depth covered the storyline.
Did they cover the DLC like, as in like, yeah, this DLC doesn't matter.
Let's go like the gun and the two gay dudes. It was like aliens or no, it's robots, sentient robots.
But it didn't go in depth with them, right?
No, I don't think so. No, but not.
But it went in depth with the main plot line.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched it too, and that is why we want to play that game on stream. We think that'd be fascinating. Cause there's a lot of music that we like from it. A lot of plot points we like from it.
Alright, back away. I threw a landmine down. They might blow it up.
That's fine. We're over here.
The alien boy.
They're all dead.
They're all dead, John. Yeah, we have to fuse the epitome of like the gameplay does not accurately depict what kind of great story it is.
But the story also doesn't acclimate the gameplay. Oops.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, did we just go this way?
We don't know. Where are you?
Going up these stairs. I'm going up through the door that they opened up.
Fair enough. That's definitely where we're supposed to go. But you kept hitting jetpacks, so we were scared.
Hmm. Are we supposed to be up here?
Yes. No. Grab your guns and keep going. We're supposed to go this way. The exact opposite direction because I don't fucking know.
This laggy fucking game. 343, you have one job.
You say laggy, we say some fuckers spawned into the environment.
Yeah. Again, 343, y'all had one job. But again, I'm not surprised they fucked it up.
They're over here. You're gonna make us do it again. No, we start the checkpoint.
Checkpoint is right here. Where it's soft locked.
Is what you think. We can find them.
Well, that's it, people. Take him out. Damn it, I warned you.
We got him. Is he dead?
Oh, I saw a red dot pop up.
Oh well. Also, we can all leave.
It's gone? What the fuck was happening with this radar? Oh, no, they're just above us. That's some bullshit.
The problem is they're a motion sensor thing.
Mm-hmm. Am I having fun yet?
No.
Come on, y'all. You know way y'all did this.
No, they did. And the fact that we caught it on stream somehow feels more poetic.
It's dumb. They spawned back up here, but the AI didn't activate, so they just stood there.
No, we got
Now
it.
we can
We got it.
Go!
Somehow. I don't fucking know how.
Oh no, I thought I said I killed the two brutes up there.
What?
Two brutes up there respawned, and they just stood there because their AI didn't activate.
And that is the worst part of Halo 3. And, you know, in 2007-ish, sure, we'll let it go. And go on. In 2023, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. I've only experienced these issues more after the remaster than I did with the original.
Sorry, Commander, there were too many.
You will be the protectors of Earth and all her colonies.
Chief, get back to the op center. Kill those brutes. Rearm the bomb. I've
Just
got
Now we
cut
know
off
the
the
bomb.
bomb, who cares?
but I'll radio with another exit. Good luck.
You know, it's kind of funny that in Helldivers, our bombs are 13 seconds. And we keep imagining that for this game. If it was 13 seconds and Johnson was actually expected to run 13
what
seconds
the
away.
fuck?
Hell, it works for the Helldivers. It should work for you.
It was for the Helldivers because they're goddamn expendable. And they should have had someone more expendable on the bomb. They should just found someone who's like moderately fast and high. Someone's like, you're the fastest we got. We can only count on you to do this. But yeah, he's definitely gonna fucking die.
Only
But-
you can handle the amount of racism necessary.
The amount of racism necessary to properly arm that bomb. Goddamn sniper, son of a bitch.
We fucking needs to know every racist insult necessary. Much like
Alright, back to my main point for a minute. Oh shit. Back to my main point from earlier. I don't really care for harem anime or ecchi anime. They take away from where I'm reading.
We don't mind harem anime if it's clearly a romance plot where he's gonna get with someone.
I can't stomach them now. They might.
No. Almost all of them are shit. But we're saying like, if someone had a clear point, and how these other women where it's like, it develops him, or his taste, or something. Okay, we're with you so far. But we also don't like harem anime where it's like, the main protagonist did a thing, and this every woman wants to fuck him.
Bro, every woman in existence.
Like,
This man is just the bare minimum of nice. He said hello to them. Open the goddamn
Like
door.
in Rail Decks.
I love him.
like in Real X, when every bitch wants to fuck him, he at least stood up against the strongest fucker he knew at the time. Yeah, I imagine the biggest pussy slayer possible would go, fuck him.
No, it's not just that. It's like the constant like, ooh, I like him, and then it's like, it's just like that for the rest of the series. They just like it, and they're like kind of tutoring, like hanging around, like, ooh, I hope I get to be his waifu and have my feelings met and shit like that. And it just, and then it stays like that forever until the end of the series, where he chooses the most obvious girl ever, and then everyone else is like, oh well. I see it. I mean, I don't like it because it seems a lot of times it holds back a lot of other characters because they're like, part of my character has to be that I also like the main boy, which I think sucks.
It also isn't true.
So that bomb set up.
That did it, Chief. Bombs
Bro,
armed.
could you imagine if even Bilbo or even Leon had to fuck each other?
That's an odd question.
We say that because isn't that about on the level of this shit?
What shit?
Well, Bilbo's been the whole friend this whole campaign. Naturally, we have to fuck him, says the campaign.
You know, they really solidify that friendship at the end.
Naturally, we've lost our fucking fun.
And actually why I dropped quite a few series, because there'll be like serious moments, and then for some reason they gotta flash a titty at me or a panty shot.
Okay, that is Real Dex, because the creator of that series is fucking horny. But
you know, power to people like it. I just don't. That's why I dropped Fairy Tail for a lot of reasons, but I was also one of them. And the second thing is he made an just as equally also better series in my opinion for the narrative and shit, being Eden Zero. Biggest problem with it, they're gonna literally be like the most like intent, like really the most one of the recent chapters, because I'll just read it for shits and giggles, just randomly, like 50 chapters later to see where they are. In the most recent chapter, what the best swords fighter in all of history, of all the universe, fights one of the main girls. And the first thing she does to show how much faster she is that she cuts off all her clothes.
what?
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate
That is some shit Callie would do, but at least Callie would be like, to increase myself to 100% power, I cut off all excess cellular weight. That's something.
So like, but it's like the constant like need to like have them lose their clothes throughout the entire series constantly. At a certain point, I'm just like, all right. When a woman fights in the series, I know they're gonna lose their clothes by the end of it. And I lose all. It makes me lose all my attention. And but it's because a lot of ecchi follow that trope. That's also why I really don't care for Harem, because they also follow a very similar trope of how they're gonna do things with the multiple girls and shit like that. And I really do not care for it. I'm not saying that people are wrong if they do like it or so on and so forth. I'm just saying, from my personal taste, I do not care for it because of what it decides to do and the tropes that it envelops. It's the same thing almost for isekai at this point, where isekai are so by the numbers that they have very specific tropes that they all follow. At least most of them follow constantly, no matter what's happening, no matter if it makes sense for the story. They're just gonna have like one twist.
Oh wow.
Some isekai will be just do the twist of, hey, it's exactly like every other isekai where it's a games world, fantasy setting, and a little elf girl loves him. But this time, he's slightly overweight. Make the things out. Look at her, right? But then they'll just keep every other trait. And actually, funnily enough, that's exactly what happened to Rising of Shield Hero. Rising of Shield Hero used to be different. because it at least came from the
Do we
standpoint of, oh,
even
he's on the
keep
bottom.
continuing the levels? Or is this about a good enough cutoff point?
What's up?
Do we cut this off here?
We can cut this off here.
Okay. Continue with your shield hero rant. Do go on.
Oh yeah, but in the beginning it was slightly different because it's like, okay, versus the roles get him, he's been painted as an evil person, so on and so forth. But after he kind of gets his revenge on the people who did this to him, it just falls back into generic, regular harem isekai game world everything. Same overpowered abilities, same everyone, just about everyone wants to fuck him. Now, which again, I'm not saying it's like bad for multiple people to be interested in your character, but it's like that weird thing where like it happens so often, especially where it's like it's obvious he's shown like no romantic feelings or anything towards anybody. It's like a very juvenile look at romance, and for a high school setting, it's whatever. It's cool. It's annoying because everybody does it, but it's whatever. When it's grown ass adults doing that shit, I can't help but roll my eyes every single fucking time. Like, how old are you? And you're acting like you're 12, meeting somebody you like for the first time. It just gets very tiresome after a while.
What's our situation, Sergeant? Not sure. Can't reach the command. Too far underground.
You know, we've tried desperately to understand what you're saying, but we've been too more fascinated in getting the actual good plot, where the Marines back here are bleeding out, and we've been listening to their dialogue, and they've been going like, anyone from Charlie Squad? Nah, I'm Miss Alpha 6, they've all been wiped out. And then one guy's bleeding out, he's like, nah man, just stay still. If you move too much, you'll bleed out. And look at this guy. This bleeding out motherfucker has the beacon. Could be him. Could not be. I don't fucking know anymore. Look at that top. Look at the top of this. Are they bleeding out? Are they not? I couldn't tell. Ironically, that killed more Marines than it killed us.
I swear.
Anyway, fascinating shit there, Captain.
Grab a hog and let's roll.
You guys are still alive? God damn. God damn.
Some of them may be invincible.
Took more hits than the brutes.
Bro, aren't we seeing these Marines of people?
I'm shotgunning this guy on the ground. He took 3 point blank shotguns to the face. He ate that shit up.
And you know what? Shit. Well, you've somehow fucked it all for all of us. Hold on. He has an MG on us.
I think he could win. There's an enemy behind you, but he's died on the ground. That's why you can't be safe, because there's an enemy right there. He just can't do anything.
We think that's a good enough place to stop it.
Yeah. Alright, John, I bet to say goodnight here, Johnny boy.
Alright, good night.
Good night. Let me do.
And chat, that's where we'll end it for tonight. We're gonna have fun. Now, mates.